Good morning, good afternoon, good evening. This is Fred, the Submarine Guy, coming to you on behalf of submarineguy.com. Today, I'm going to do a review on the one-day work week business that's going around the internet right now. I've got some good inside information I think will help you make a decision. So let's get started here. First of all, the definition of the one-day work week. It's basically a turnkey marketing system put together by J. Joshua Beisel and Haroon Bari of the My Phone Room system. They're highly successful network marketers in and of their own. Haroon has actually trained the people who run, forget what the name of it is, Dan Kennedy. He was one of their top copywriters early in the day, and does just a great job on all the websites and emails and stuff. Jay Joshua is mainly the webinar guy and the idea guy. Together they put together a great team. The turnkey marketing system consists of lead capture pages, and there are 2 of them right now. There's more coming out as we hear, but the 2 that they've got are just absolutely fantastic, include all the elements that I've always trained on to the max to maximize your conversion of lookers into prospects who actually fill out the form. So I'm proud to use those. Those are done really well. They really understand that aspect of marketing, where a lot of people fall down. You know, you can buy lead capture page softwares to integrate into WordPress. You can get ClickFunnels for a couple hundred a month, they make really pretty lead capture pages. But the key to success in a lead capture page is the conversion factors, and that is the changing from the looker, the observer, the listener, to the person who puts in their information in the form and becomes a real live prospect. And that's a skill that not many people have. So I think they've done a good job on this, because the conversion rates of their lead capture pages are very high. The marketing system also includes the rest of the funnel, and I'll explain more about that in the next page or 2. And then it also includes training at each of the different levels, and I'll go through those as we talk about the different products. And the compensation is a real very familiar kind of compensation plan. What we know of it at the time, and I'll explain more about that later, is there's 2 residual levels, roughly $50 a month, called the starter, and $150 a month, called the inner circle. The $50 a month pays $50 fast start and $20 a month residual, and the $150 inner circle pays $100 fast start and $100 per month. These are roughly similar to MLSP, where they have something on the order of the $100 residual in their monthly plan as well. They also have one-time products for $7.99 called the Funnel Lifestyle, pays $500 one time. For $13.99, the Traffic Kings product, which pays $1,000 one time, and the All-In product, $19.99, which pays $1,400 one time. So you can actually make some of the big ticket items, if you will, as well, by marketing the one-day work week. Now, that's not everything in the compensation plan. I know from talking to Josh and Haroon, they've got a one-up kind of compensation plan. I don't know all the details on that. They're supposed to come out in a week or 2 with those aspects of the plan, but it's supposed to be similar to one which was run by a very successful blogging product company that will remain nameless, which has now gone under. But I think it mirrors that, and that was one of the more popular ones of all time, that paid out a lot of money to distributors. So that's sort of the overall. I included the graphic here on the right for my subscribers. You're familiar with some of my funnel training, and here you can see the lead capture page, which I mentioned over here, the lead magnet, which is the giveaway training for the funnel or for the lead capture page. The funnel itself is right here, which I talk about, providing value and information to the reader, which is the training that's included. And then, of course, the sale on the back end and value in the email series. So it follows, as I mentioned, all of the necessary aspects of a successful sales funnel. So the negatives, there are a few negatives with the one-day work week. First of all, it's in pre-launch. That's one of my most unfavorite times in a company, because that tells you that not everything's quite ready. And I never have liked that. I like things to be solid and stable. When I jump on board, if the product's good in pre-launch, it ought to be good when the company's solid and stable. But nonetheless, they're in pre-launch, so some of the products that they have all the products well defined as far as a name and a price and the payout, but they don't have the ingredients of the products well laid out. Obviously, Traffic Kings is going to be about traffic, that kind of thing, but I think they need some more definition in the products. I'm sure they have that in the plan. It's just not out there for us to see. And as I mentioned earlier in pre-launch here, the compensation plan is not completely defined yet for the public. Like I said, I've talked to some of the guys in the office. I kind of know what's coming, but again, it's not in writing yet. They're not committed to it yet, and that needs to be fleshed out more during the pre-launch sequence here. The other thing I don't like about the pre-launch is there's not enough focus on this marketing system or this funnel for generic use. And what I mean by that is, a lot of people have their own product, their own coaching, their own service, their own MLM business and products that they own and run, or that they at least market. And a lot of people will see this one-day work week as a competition for their current products and service. And the real way to use this so effectively is to use the one-day work week as a lead-in for your products or service or business, and then use it to get the know, like, and trust factors up that require, or that your email sequence would normally take care of with the one-day work week. They not only use email, but they have webinars. They have a Facebook group which provides a lot of social proof, and because you see all these people joining and leveling up and all that kind of stuff. So there's a lot of stuff that can get your prospect comfortable with you, so they'll learn to know, like, and trust you, and then you can back in your product, service, or MLM after they get trained up to be a successful marketer. And I think that will give you more money in the long run and allow you to have this turnkey marketing system do most of the work for you up front to get your prospects to know, like, and trust you, which is always the hard factor for most people. The other thing I think they need to concentrate on is the conversion factor. It's something that most funnels are missing, and by conversion I mean converting that prospect, that looker, that observer into an actual prospect who is starting to understand what you're doing, why you're doing it, and how it might apply to them. It's a sales technique that most people are not good at, because it requires copywriting and good marketing and good conversion sales. Excuse me, I got some dogs running around the back here. And it does a great job of it. My point is they need to make a bigger emphasis on the conversion factor in the one-day work week funnel to show people the benefit and how it's going to help them market whatever they're doing. So that's about it for the negatives. Again, I'm not a big fan of pre-launches. I've really stayed away from most pre-launches. Not many companies come out of them very well. However, the reason I hooked on with One Day Work Week is I know these guys. I know they're professionals. I know they're professional marketers and salesmen. And I figured even if they have some bumps in the road, which most companies do or will, they're going to come out better than most. So that's why I'm banking on One Day Work Week. Some of the positives, I've mentioned a few of these already. In the pre-launch, the team building aspect is the biggest thing we've got going. They have a series of level ups where they give you these little graphic icon awards, right, for bringing in 5 people or 10 people during the pre-launch. Of course, they're all free. But you get so many points, you get a badge, you get so many more points, you get another badge. They acknowledge you on the Facebook group. So there's a heck of a lot of activity in the Facebook group, which provides the social proof that people can go and see the success that people are having that have never had it before, maybe, and things like that. So I think the team building aspect is good for the pre-launch. There's some incentives in there. They've got some travel incentives, some money incentives, some product incentives. I forget what they all are, but they've got some incentives to build up your team. And as I mentioned, they've got the Facebook group to provide the social validation. The webinars they do are outstanding. They do a couple of different type of webinars. Some are just the recruiting, so they're the information, get more information from your sponsor kind of thing. And they also are already going on the Inner Circle webinars, which is the $150 a month level residual for the people who have committed to the long term with the company, and they're held once a week. Again, they're just for paid members who have committed, and very good information on marketing and sales and tactics and all that kind of stuff. They are very different from the recruiting webinars, obviously, because they don't need to recruit us. We're already there. The other positives are the comp plan is really good because you can break even with just 1 or 2 people, and certainly you can even be in profit with the big bucks top tier products very quickly. Most MLMs or direct sales, you're going to need dozens or maybe hundreds of sales before you can not only break even but make much in profit. And in this pay plan, you only need a small handful, 5 or 10, to start making the big money. So I think there's a big benefit to that, because that's really what people are looking for. It's not the easy button. Obviously, you still have to recruit and sell and bring people to the webinars and things like that, but you don't have to get 20 signups before you make $1,000, for instance. You only need 1 or 2 maybe. So I think that's the big benefit of the compensation plan. And again, it models some of the most successful plans. So that's kind of my overall summary. Obviously, I'm leaning more towards the positive than the negative. Again, the negative side is the pre-launch stuff, and that just has never set well with me, if you will. But it's not a totally bad thing. They are making progress during pre-launch of getting the lead capture pages going. The back office is pretty solid as far as the contact management aspect. It shows all your leads back there, and whether they went to the last webinar and that kind of thing. That's a feature not many systems will have, and that's already up and running. And they're also getting graphics packages ready. Obviously, the webinars are going. And that sort of thing, and then the compensation plan is supposed to be out next week. So I think they're making good progress in the pre-launch. So that's it for the review. You can get more from me over on my resources page or my leads page, or if you have more questions, just email me directly, fred@submarineguy.com, and we'll go from there. Have a great day. Oh, by the way, More info down in the description block here on YouTube. If you're not seeing us on YouTube, you can double click on the video and then go read the description. I think that'll give you a little more info and how you can do some more due diligence and evaluation on your own. Have a great day.